Will you welcome them? I'm turning the program over.
Not to me. No.
To Jenna Watson, who is on the Election Commission, and she will introduce the rest of her crew. Oh, thanks for coming.
With me today, Jean Haley, who is our chairman. Very happy to have Jean. He came in, he hit the ground running. Let's go do it, let's go do it. And I work with him closely. In fact, the three of us, we work as a team, we work closely. And Commissioner Bosch, you may have before, I think he came on when Alan left. Jean and Dennis brought the equipment over and set it up. And here's our zero tape so that when you start voting, you know that there's been no other votes on that machine. It is clean. And when we deliver it to the locations, they have to print a zero tape to prove that there are no votes on that machine before you start voting. And what we'll do today, Jean, would you come up, please? And talk with them about the electronic poll book.
We have three pieces of equipment. It's all the first piece is called an electronic poll book. You know, previously you'd go to the polls and you would have to find your name in that book and you'd have to sign in that book. Now it's all done here. What's going to happen is it's going to call your name up. We're going to verify the information. You're going to sign right there on the screen. We start off with a blank ballot. These are called ballot activation cards. This is totally blank. Pass it around as I talk. Once we sign you in, it's going to actually print a precinct number right up on top of this card. You're going to take that and put it in one of these machines, and this is what activates the ballot. It's the right ballot because it has a precinct on it. Here's one that's been voted. These machines, all they do is mark. So it's going to print, come back out, and you're going to be able to look at this and say, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That's who I wanted to vote for before you actually cast your ballot. So the rest of the world has gone paperless, right? They're saying do everything electronically, except for voting. Voting has gone back to paper. You can actually see it. Make sure you never knew before when you punch these buttons, is it really doing the right thing? Because you didn't have anything to look at. And now you will. You'll have this to look at. So these machines are absolutely no different than an ink pen. All they do is mark the ballot. Once we decide that's right, we're going to insert the ballot in here to cast our ballot. This is when we cast our vote. These don't do anything but mark the ballot. This actually counts the ballot.
And Sandra Mallory, our executive secretary, hi Sandra, will be over here helping you with the scanner. You want to say something about the scanner, Sandra?
It's me.
Oh.
And it's easy to do. You just stick it in.
And
Something you said, I was a little confused at. If those machines do not do anything but mark the ballots, then why do they have to be zeroed out? I mean, there shouldn't be any
zeroed out.
These aren't zeroed out.
This is
This is
zeroed
the only
out.
machine that has, there's even nothing to print on this machine. Until you stick this in there, there's nothing to print.
Jenna was standing over there and I was thinking, well, I didn't think, yeah, anyway, now I get it, okay. Yeah.
This machine tabulates the vote. You see right at the top it says public count 0. When we stick that ballot in there, it actually counts the ballot for you.
And you have a record then with all these pieces of paper, which you say for a period of time.
Right, so what's going to happen, for 2 years from the election day, we have to save all this stuff, right? So this is going to be a count, it's going to print, we had a zero tape she showed you. At the end of the day, we'll have a results tape that we can post and bring back. But in the bottom of this will be all the voter ballots, and they'll be secured. And if there's a recount or anything else, we've got pieces of paper. We don't have to worry about some electronic thing to count the
It always
ballots.
bothered me. I never voted on those machines if I could help it.
Yeah.
Gene,
Yes,
are the votes counted at the end of each day of early voting?
no,
No.
no. In fact, the results from early voting cannot be made public until the polls close on election day. So sometime during the day, on election day, we will actually tabulate those votes, but we can't make it public until the polls close. But all this happens real quick when the polls close. That's why you get results on TV real quick. Yes, sir.
It's my understanding that there will be a record of who voted. It won't give the tallies of the
Correct.
score, but you'll
Correct.
know who showed up and voted.
When you sign into this poll book, everybody's got a voter card, and it's got a voter ID number on it. This is going to transmit that this voter 286437 voted, period. That's all it gets. No name, no address, no nothing. Transfers that to the county clerk. So we'll be able to print out a list of the people that voted. We're also going to have a handwritten list at the polls, just like we always have, to compare the two. But nothing gets transmitted except that voter number that, yes, they appeared at the poll. Nothing else.
Let me point out to you, you see these numbered seals? The serial number on the machine and the seal numbers are documented before the machines go out. And if those seals are broken, we know exactly who has been around them, what's going on. And at the end of the night, when they lock everything up, they put in a new seal, and that new seal is also documented. And then we have a little silver bag, and any seal that has been broken has to be put in that little silver bag, and then they check it in when they come in at night at the end of voting. You want to add to that?
Okay. So when a voter comes in, checks in, they're going to get a card with their precinct printed on there. Okay? They're going to be directed to a machine. They're going to stick that ballot in the machine, and it's going to take it. And it's going to come up with their ballot. At the end, it's going to show results. This is what you picked. If you don't agree with it, you can certainly go back and change it by pushing any of them. But if you decide that that is what you want, it's going to print everything you picked on that card and give it back to you.
So at that point,
So then you have one final chance to say, this is what I want, or no, that's not what I want. You can change that. We can spoil this ballot and issue you a new ballot.
oh, cool.
Now, the law requires us to issue no more than 3 to a person, so you can spoil 2 of them and still have your vote counted.
At the top of that screen, it tells you vote for 1, or you can vote for 2. And then at the bottom of the screen, it has more to go to the second page when you're going to vote for 2.
So once I've cast my ballot, once I have made my selection, and I agree with this, I'll bring it to the scanner, and I'll just stick it in there. Any direction, doesn't matter. And
It's done.
our count changed from 0 to 1, and said, thank you for voting.
Now, on these machines, the visually impaired or the hearing impaired, they can both vote on these machines.
There's headphones, and this has Braille on the little keypad.
Yeah. So, Dennis, would you adjust one of the machines down for a handicapped wheelchair person?
The voter does not get a printout of his or her vote to keep?
No, actually, that's against the law.
No.
And I take a ballot outside and make hole.
Oh,
Okay,
That's-
you can print the deal out of the newspaper or go online and print your ballot and mark it and take it with you and bring that back. But you can't take anything out of the poll with you.
Did you want to bring any of our little yellow
We should be able to.
online? Okay.
No, that's interesting.
We do have, we have a website, and you can go on that website and go to the Secretary of State's office, put in your information, view your ballot, you can print your ballot, you can mark your ballot. It won't be the one that goes into the machine, but you can bring it with us, with you to vote. Just don't show everybody. I mean, that's electioneering, and we,
We used to, they used
So
to do
that
that
saves
all the
them
time, not here, but
printing
where
cheap
yeah,
cards,
you
huh?
get some of them. Especially on the national elections, they had a lot of ballot issues.
yeah.
They mailed you out a sample, or it was in the newspaper, and you
Mhm.
pull it out. And that cut down the time that people
Right.
were spending these machines.
It's hard to get the
Our newspaper
newspaper
did
to
that.
do a lot of that.
Well, this was back in the
But
nineties.
for the last 4 years, it's been available online, but the public didn't know about it. The Secretary of State's website has a voter view. You could actually put in your name and date of birth, and it'll actually get your ballot. And
Yep.
that is linked now to our website and also
Yes.
to the county clerk's website. So there's plenty of places available to get a ballot.
Yeah, when it's all pre-marked like that, you get in there, you're in and out in a few minutes.
I printed one out for my wife. She sat down and marked it, took it with her to the old machines that took so long.
Yeah.
And she voted in like 20 seconds because she had, it was all figured out before she got there.
I've been behind people when there was the huge lines that spent 10, 15 minutes.
Well,
in
and
there.
there's no issues on the primary, but there will
Well,
be,
yeah, on the
there will
other.
be 5 issues on the general election in November. And we're gonna have the same problem in November with people not studying those issues. But there is none on the primary.
See, that's
Back
something
to
that
the
really should get
website,
done.
Dennis is going out and taking pictures of each of our locations, and they will, the picture of the location, address, and everything will be on the website.
They're all
So
up
you
there
can
now.
decide
A couple
where
of them
you
take a
want to
little
go
while.
vote.
The Secretary of State.
No, we have a
No, it's,
GarlandCountyVote.org. Be driven by the fence down there, it's on the banner out there. That has on it the polling
Garland County-
locations, the early, the vote center, which are now early voting sites, and has more money.
.org.
.org, not .com, GarlandCountyVote.org.
Okay, and we are opening vote centers for this election. Anywhere you are in Garland County, if you're a registered voter, you can vote at any location.
For
And
primary.
we have our 24 locations open
For any election now
for
and in the
any
future.
election.
Oh,
You don't have to go to your precinct
You don't have to go,
No.
No, you
If
go
if
anywhere.
you work in
You go
North
anywhere.
Garland County and you happen to be in South Garland County shopping, you can go vote
okay.
anywhere that we have a location.
we've done that for early voting for the
Read that
last
in the paper.
few years, but on election day now, we're able to do that. Anybody, there's 24 locations on election day, and you can vote at any one of them.
You know
It's
what
kind of like going to
I'm-
it's kind of like going to the grocery store, and there's a line, you're gonna get in the shortest line, right? You can do that on election day. Yes, sir.
This will be in the same number of locations that there were last time,
Correct.
but you're changing some of the
Well,
locations.
there's a couple that didn't want us back because people politicking out there made them mad or whatever reason. There's some reason they blocked the driveway, voters did, there's a lot of reasons. There's 2 locations that we changed. After this primary, we may change some more because we'll find out maybe we don't need 24, maybe we need 15 or 18, or we don't know yet. We don't know what the pattern is going to be. We can look back at the history and see how many people voted in each location. Like, I live in Lonsdale, so I would either have to go early and vote before I came to town or get home in time to vote before the polls closed. So now I don't have to do that anymore. I'm going to vote somewhere else, right? So we don't know how that's going to play out. They might have 75 voters or they might have 20. And if they only have 20, we're probably going to close it. We don't know yet, but that's where we're headed.
Is this going to be procedure in the 4 counties with the new machines?
Each county makes their own decision. We as a county made this, but yes, they have all gone to vote centers
Okay.
because it makes sense.
Well, the 4 counties with the new machines?
Yes. And
And
there's
not the
one,
others.
there's one old county that went to vote centers because they went in and bought
They bought-
the poll books, which allows them to do it. And once they got that far, they were allowed to do it.
And the poll book holds every registered voter in the county.
About 63,000 right now.
And the scanner is unlimited. You know how we could only do 10 precincts per machine? We can do 10,000 now. It's really wonderful. Judy?
Oh,
On this,
there's they're also on the Secretary of State's website, as an FYI, you can go in and you can, under voter view, you can go in and check and verify your registration, because the states periodically do purges, especially if someone's not voted a few times or moved or something.
If you go look right now, you can actually see if you were in a school election, or school district that held an election in the fall, you can actually see that ballot. Probably one day this week, this ballot is going to show up. So you'll be able to actually go in and see probably this week. The ballots have been approved.
Primary ballot.
They've
I
got,
haven't been in there for a
yeah,
while.
they've got copies. They're ready to load them. Ms. Judy.
They've had a problem with registering with your driver's license. Has that been solved with this?
That's not been fixed.
It's not been fixed.
That is the driver's license or the,
Voter registration?
no, it's actually the computers that the driver's license people use, what do they call that?
DMV, motor voter.
Voter, yeah.
Voter,
But
voters.
it's a problem with their information interfacing with the county clerk, so.
Yeah, because I moved last summer,
Mhm.
just still within Garland County, and at the driver's license place, they changed this. And I just realized I never did get my new voter registration.
Yeah, you should check with the county clerk to make
So,
sure it's right.
Is just over at the courthouse?
Sure,
Yeah.
you can call them and,
622-3610.
Well, I could just go, because obviously I need a new
16.
one, so.
okay. Well, now, everybody in the county is going to get a new voter card next week, because your old card said, this is your polling location. Your new card is gonna say, all vote centers. So everybody's going, so you're going to get a new one this next week.
So if I go in today, will it be in time to get my right?
She will make sure you get the, she'll take care of you. You have until 30 days before the election to register, but you have, if you move within the state of Arkansas, you have 4 days. So you can actually change your address up to 4 days before the election.
Here.
Hello.
Ann has to leave, she wants to vote before she leaves.
Okay.
Relocated from another state.
Okay? Has to be 30 days prior to the election
It's
to
an
register.
hour. Hang on to it, so that's going.
So is the county is that?
Oh, this is fun, I get to watch her shoot.
Okay. Any other questions? Y'all want to vote?
Yeah.
Let's vote.
Name's Aiden.
Let's vote.
Ever heard baby named Aiden? We never had. Every time I mention everybody else said, oh, yeah.
Hazel.
I said, that guy, that's Hazel. Well, yeah, that's my
No.
grandson.
We are going to mark this ballot, because we only have one precinct on our demonstration program.
I got to talk to you for a second. I'd like to set up a ranch.
Friday and River. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Gene, I've heard nice things about you. It's nice to get a
I
chance to
spread
meet
those
you.
rumors.
That's the way to do
He
it.
does, he really spreads it, he lays it on thick.
Uh-huh.
I thought I brought my water. You see a Green Mountain?
Don't see one.
Anyway, it looks like